Hi, this is Ethan here from MyDrawingTutorials.com, and in this video you're going to learn how to draw a simple optical illusion called the impossible square. Despite the name, this illusion is actually quite simple to draw. It's a fun little project and a great way for beginners to practice your drawing skills. So let's get started. The first step is to draw a simple square. I'm going to draw this freehand, but you can use a ruler if you like. Next, within the square you just drew, draw the forward sides again to form a smaller square. The gap between the larger and smaller square will determine the thickness of your impossible square. I tried to keep this distance relatively thin so that my drawing doesn't get too crowded. Repeat this process one more time to create a third, even smaller square. Try to keep the spacing identical to the previous square. Now go to each of the 4 small squares at the outer corners of your drawing and put a short diagonal line through each. And that's it. That's all the line that we have to make. Our impossible square is in there somewhere. We just have to ink in some of the lines to make it visible. First, erase the 4 corner tips of the larger square. Notice that we now have a large square-like shape at the outer edge of the drawing. And we also have a small square at the very center. We know for sure that we want to keep these lines, so let's ink them in. I'm going to be using a 0.5 Copic multiliner pen, but any inking pen that you have will do. I'll provide a link to all the materials in the description. By the way, be careful not to smudge the ink when you're drawing. Now we just have to ink in the rest of the drawing. There's a lot of lines, so it can get a bit confusing. The best way to think about this is to imagine that you're trying to get from the large square to the small square using these roads. Here's what I mean. Let's start with this corner. Here we have a choice of 2 roads. For the first one, it doesn't really matter which road you pick. So let's just go with this one. Follow this road down until you get to the far end of the small square, and then make a turn to connect to it. Now let's do the same thing for this corner. Again, you have your choice of 2 roads, but since this one is already used, we'll have to use the other one. And again, once you get to the far end of the small square, make a turn to connect to it. And now for the third corner. I think you get the idea by now. We have 2 roads, one is taken, so we'll use the other one. And then, when you get to the end, make a turn to connect. Easy, right? And lastly, we'll do the same for the 4th corner. Now let's just wait a few seconds for the ink to dry and erase the pencil lines to reveal our impossible square. So now let's add a few finishing touches to make the drawing really pop. I'll use a 1.0 size pen to create a thick outline at the outer edge and at the center of the square. I'm using the pen and the ruler to gradually add ink lines right next to each other to create a thick border. But if you have a marker or a Sharpie that can make a thick line in just one stroke, that would actually work better. Also, make sure to add the borders on the outside of the drawing. And lastly, let's add some shading. I'll use a 2B pencil to put a gradation at the 4 inner corners of the square. Then let's add a lighter gradation at the 4 outer corners. Now let's just put our signature on this and call it a drawing. For this week's giveaway, the prize will be a $20 Amazon gift card and the signed drawing in this video. To win, all you have to do is click on that link right there to go to the Facebook post for this lesson. Then simply share and like the post to enter. A winner will be randomly selected on this date, so make sure you get your submission in before then. By the way, congratulations to the winner of the previous giveaway. Please just respond to the Facebook message I sent you to claim your prize. If you like this video, please help me out and share it with your friends on your favorite social network. Also, I release a new video every Friday, so don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out. Thank you so much again for watching, and until next time, happy drawing!